Okay, so you know that amazing feeling when your kid scores the winning goal?
Oh, yeah.
Pure magic. Well,
Absolutely.
imagine that times like 1,000
Yeah.
when they get offered their first pro contract.
It's a big one.
It's huge, but I bet it also comes with a healthy dose of, wait, what do we do now?
Right. Well,
So you're not alone if you're feeling that.
for sure.
This deep dive is for every parent or family member who's kind of guiding a young footballer on this journey.
Absolutely.
And we're going to break down the things that you need to know so you can navigate this like a pro.
Yeah.
And trust me, there are some surprises along the way.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is a huge milestone. And while everyone's popping champagne,
Right.
it's important to remember that this isn't just about celebrating.
Yeah.
This is about making smart choices that set your player up for long-term success.
Long term.
The source material really emphasizes understanding the implications,
Yeah.
both legal and practical.
Yeah. It's kind of like when they got their driver's license.
Yes.
That mix of excitement and, okay, got to make sure they know the rules of the road.
Exactly.
Only this time the stakes are way higher.
Exactly. And one of the first things to kind of wrap your head around is that football contracts aren't just between the player and the club.
Okay.
They're governed by specific rules that are set by FIFA,
Oh, wow.
the international football body,
Okay.
and also by your country's own football association.
So it's not as simple as, here's the offer sign here.
You got it.
There's a whole rule book involved.
And these rules are there for a reason, especially for players under 18.
Oh, okay.
For example, FIFA regulations limit how long a minor can be tied to a contract.
Okay.
So it kind of prevents those super long-term deals that could be exploitative.
Makes sense. It's like a safety net to protect the young player.
Precisely. Now, another big question that comes up a lot for families is
Yeah.
whether or not you need an agent.
Yeah, I can see that being a tough one.
Yeah.
Does our source material have any advice on that?
It definitely recommends considering a FIFA licensed agent, especially for a first contract.
Boy.
Think of them as your expert navigator through all this complicated stuff.
Right.
They know the ins and outs of the contracts and negotiations, so you're not going in blind.
Okay, so they're like the experienced Sherpa guiding you up Mount Everest of contracts.
They can help you spot those hidden clauses that could make a big difference down the road.
Okay, speaking of clauses, let's dive into the heart of the matter,
Yes.
the contract itself.
Right.
What are the key things that parents and families need to understand?
This is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Firstly, you've got the contract length and termination clauses.
Okay.
It's not just about how long it lasts, but also what happens if things don't work out.
Yeah.
Maybe the club isn't the right fit or your player's development stalls.
Yeah.
You need to know what the exit options are.
So it's like checking the fine print on a lease.
Exactly.
You don't just look at the monthly rent. You figure out what happens if you need to break the lease early.
Exactly. Then you've got the commercial terms, which can be a bit of a mystery.
Okay.
Basically, these deal with how your player can earn money beyond their salary.
Okay, give us an example, because commercial terms sounds pretty vague.
Sure, this could include things like image rights, so who gets to profit from using your player's photos or name,
Right.
or restrictions on endorsements with certain brands.
So it's like, can they sign a deal with Nike even if their club has an Adidas contract?
You got it.
Things like that.
These commercial terms can significantly impact your player's earning potential and future opportunities.
This is already making my head spin, and we're just getting started.
It's a lot to take in, for sure. But remember, this is all about making informed decisions that benefit your player in the long run.
And speaking of long-term, the source material also talks about making sure the contract aligns with your player's career goals.
Yes.
What does that actually mean in practice?
Great question. It means asking yourself, does this club have a good track record of developing young talent? Do they give young players a chance to move up to the first team?
Yeah.
These things can make a huge difference in your player's trajectory.
So it's not just about signing any pro contract.
No.
It's about finding the right environment for them to grow and thrive.
Precisely. And this is especially important for players under 18.
Okay.
There are actually specific rules about things like commercial agreements for minors, and they can vary from country to country.
Wow, so much to consider.
It is.
It sounds like we need a whole team of experts just to figure this out.
You know, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
The source material is really big on seeking professional advice.
Okay.
And we'll dive into exactly who you need on your team in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, because I'm already feeling like I need a lawyer, an
Yeah.
accountant,
Yeah.
and maybe a therapist just to process all of this.
But seriously, having the right guidance can make all the difference.
Well, this has been eye-opening to say the least.
For sure.
It's clear that navigating a first pro contract is way more than just celebrating a big moment. There are serious decisions to be made,
Yes,
and knowledge is power.
for sure.
So for everyone listening, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with part 2, where we'll talk about building that all-important support team
Yes.
and making sure you've got the right people in your corner.
Looking forward to it. Welcome back to our deep dive.
Ooh, it feels like we've opened up Pandora's box
Yeah.
of contracts and clauses and all this
Well,
stuff,
absolutely.
but in a good way.
Yeah,
Right?
in a good way.
We're arming ourselves with knowledge
Yes.
so that we can make the best decisions for our players.
And last time we were talking about the importance of having a team of experts to help you navigate this process.
Right, because honestly, my head was spinning a bit.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We mentioned lawyers,
Yeah.
accountants, financial advisors.
Yeah,
Where do we even begin to find these people?
right.
Are there any specific resources that the source material recommends?
There are actually one great starting point is your National Football Association. Many of them have resources specifically for young players and their families,
Right.
including recommendations for professionals who understand the unique world of football contracts.
So it's like going straight to the source,
Exactly.
the people who govern the sport in your country.
They can often point you in the right direction
Okay.
for reputable lawyers and financial advisors who specialize in sports law and athlete representation.
So no more Googling sports lawyer near me
Right.
and hoping for the best.
That takes a lot of the guesswork out of it, which is a huge relief.
What about the Players Club itself?
Yeah.
Do they offer any support in this area?
They absolutely should.
Great.
Most professional clubs have dedicated staff members
Okay.
who can guide young players and their families through this process.
So it's not just about training on the pitch.
Right.
They're also helping with that off-the-field transition to professional life.
That's the idea. They understand the challenges that young players face
Yeah.
and can offer valuable insights into contract negotiations and the overall process.
It makes sense. It sounds like building a good relationship with the club is important,
It is.
not just for the player's development as an athlete,
Yeah.
but also for getting the support they need off the field.
You're spot on. Open communication and collaboration are key here.
Okay.
Now, besides these more official channels,
Yeah.
don't underestimate the power of your personal network.
You mean like other parents, coaches,
Right.
maybe even former players?
Exactly. Those who have been through this themselves can offer firsthand advice and recommendations.
Oh, yeah.
They've been in your shoes and know what it's like to navigate these waters.
It's like tapping into this collective wisdom of football families. I love that.
It is.
And speaking of families, how important is it for everyone to be on the same page when it comes to this contract?
It's absolutely crucial.
Okay.
Parents need to understand their role not just as cheerleaders,
Right.
but as active participants in this process.
Okay.
And of course, the player's voice needs to be heard loud and clear.
So it's not just about the player signing on the dotted line.
No, it's not.
It's about the entire family making this decision together.
Absolutely. It's a shared experience.
Yeah.
Open communication is essential for navigating the challenges and celebrating the successes along the way.
Oh, true.
Have those family conversations.
Okay.
Make sure everyone feels heard. And remember,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's your player's career, their future.
Such a good reminder. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind and forget to just sit down and really listen to what your kid wants.
It happens to the best of us. Encouraging them to ask questions,
Right.
express their thoughts,
Yeah.
and be involved in the decision-making process is key.
Give them a voice at the table.
Exactly.
That sense of ownership is so important.
Yeah, it is.
Now, before we move on, you mentioned last time that the contract should go beyond just the money and focus on holistic development.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on what kinds of things parents should be looking for in the contract to support that?
Absolutely. Don't just focus on the salary figures. Look for clauses that address education or personal development opportunities. A football career is fantastic,
Yeah.
but it's not forever.
Right.
And preparing them for life beyond the pitch is crucial.
So it's about viewing this contract as an investment in their overall well-being,
Precisely.
not just their athletic potential.
Does the contract offer access to mental health support?
Like-
Does it prioritize their physical well-being through quality medical care and recovery programs?
And like, is the club investing in them as a whole person,
Exactly.
not just as a commodity?
Yes.
Are they creating an environment where they can thrive?
Exactly. A contract that prioritizes these aspects shows a real commitment to the player's long-term success, both on and off the field.
That's great.
Now, we've talked a lot about what to do,
Yeah.
but I think it's equally important to talk about what not to do.
Ooh, good question.
Are there any common mistakes or pitfalls that families should be aware of when going through this process?
Spill the tea.
Mm-hmm.
What are the things we need to watch out for? All right, welcome back for the final part of our deep dive into these first pro contracts. We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
But it's like you just said, it's time for a dose of what not to do.
Right.
You know, those common mistakes that can trip families up during this exciting but kind of crazy process.
Because even with the best intentions,
Yeah.
it's easy to overlook things or make decisions that might not be in the player's best interest down the line.
So let's break it down. What are some of the big watch-out moments that we should be aware of?
One of the biggest pitfalls is rushing the decision. You get that contract offer, everyone's excited,
Yeah.
and there's this temptation to just sign it and get it done.
Right.
But hold on, take your time, read everything carefully,
Okay.
and don't be afraid to ask for clarification on anything that's unclear.
Because once that signature's on there, there's no going back, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember, this is a legally binding agreement with long-term implications.
Yeah.
Even if a term seems basic, ask.
Yeah.
You're not bothering anyone by making sure you fully understand what you're agreeing to.
Yeah, got it. Slow down. Read carefully,
Yes.
ask questions.
Yes.
What else should we be wary of?
Another mistake is getting tunnel vision on the money.
Ah, yeah.
Of course, compensation is important,
Yeah,
but it shouldn't be the only thing you consider.
right. We talked about looking beyond the paycheck and making sure the contract supports their holistic development.
Yes.
But it's easy to get caught up in those dollar signs.
Absolutely. Don't forget to prioritize those clauses that address education, personal growth, mental health, overall well-being.
Right.
Those things contribute to their long-term success just as much as their salary.
It's like, are they getting set up for a good life, not just a financially good life?
Exactly.
So we talked about slowing down, reading carefully, looking beyond the money. Anything else?
Don't skip getting independent legal advice.
So even if the club provides legal support, get a second opinion from a lawyer who specializes in sports law.
Precisely. They can give you an unbiased assessment of the contract
Yep.
and make sure your players' rights are fully protected.
They're like that fresh set of eyes catching things that maybe you missed.
They can point out any potential red flags or clauses that might not be in the player's best interest. And while you're at it, don't be afraid to negotiate.
Wait, we could actually try to change the terms of the contract? I thought it was take it or leave it.
Not necessarily while you don't want to be unreasonable.
Right.
It's perfectly acceptable to request modifications or clarifications to address your concerns.
Okay.
Remember, you're advocating for your young players' future.
Right.
Be assertive and make sure their voice is heard.
This is empowering. It's like we have a seat at the table, not just standing on the sidelines.
Exactly. And speaking of having a say,
Yeah.
one area where this is especially important is image rights.
Okay. Image rights. Refresh my memory. What's that all about again?
Basically, it's your player's right to control how their name, image, and likeness are used commercially.
So who gets to profit from their brand, basically?
You got to pay close attention to how these rights are handled in the contract.
Okay.
Does the club have exclusive control? Are there limits on how their image can be used? These are crucial details that can impact their future earning potential.
Makes sense. Their image is valuable, especially as they become more well-known.
It is.
So it's like protecting their intellectual property. Wow, we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
Any final words of wisdom for our listeners as they navigate this whole process?
Absolutely. First and foremost, communication is key.
Okay.
Keep those lines open with your player, their agent, and the club.
Right.
Address any concerns promptly.
Yeah.
And ensure everyone is on the same page.
Teamwork makes the dream work right.
Exactly. Second, trust your gut. If something feels off or doesn't sit right with you, don't ignore it.
Okay.
Get a second opinion. Seek advice. Trust your instincts.
So it's about having that confidence to speak up and advocate for what's best for your player.
Exactly. And finally, remember that this is a huge accomplishment, something to celebrate.
Yes.
But it's also a time for careful consideration and smart decision-making.
Celebrate the moment, but keep a level head.
You nailed it. By following the guidance we've discussed in this deep dive, you can empower your young player to start this journey with confidence and set them up for success both on and off the field.
This has been incredibly informative. It feels like we've explored every nook and cranny of these
And I
contrasts.
think we have.
And I know our listeners are walking away feeling much more prepared to tackle this exciting challenge.
It's been a pleasure sharing these insights.
And remember, everyone signing that first contract is just the beginning. This
Absolutely.
is the start of an incredible adventure.
An adventure filled with opportunities for growth development and reaching their full potential.
So to all the parents and family members out there cheering on your young footballers, we're sending you all the best on this journey. Stay informed, stay involved, and above all, stay supportive.
And never underestimate the power of celebrating those wins, big and small.
That's a wrap on this deep dive. We'll be back with another fascinating topic soon. Until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep supporting those aspiring athletes in your life.